Good afternoon, students. Welcome back to Tele-Education classes. How are you all doing? I hope you all are doing good. I'm also doing fine. Now, let's start with our session today. So, I have come with a new topic. It's a very important topic and it's a huge topic, okay? So, you have to be very, attentive throughout the session. So, I hope you can see the screen now. So, can you tell me what do you see on the screen? So we can see a playground, right? A playground of a school where we can see so many students are standing and I think they are playing something, right? I can see a football here. So I think they are playing football and they are talking to each other. Now let's see what are they talking. So these two boys, their names are Mukesh and Jaswant. Okay, now let's see what are they talking. So he's asking, did you go out last night? Let's see what did Jaswant say. No, I did not. I watched Discovery Channel at home. Okay, very nice. Now, what did Mukesh say? Let's wait for him. Okay, so he's saying, did you watch the film on wildlife? Okay, now let's see what Jaswant replies. Yes, it was great. I liked the film as it was on animals. Okay, so Jaswant, he loves animals and that's why he loved the film which he watched and it was on animals. That's why he liked it. Correct? Now, let's see what did he ask? I watched it too. It was really very interesting. Okay, so they both have enjoyed that movie. That means they are animal lovers. So that is their taste. Very nice. Now, so you have heard the whole conversation, right? Now I'm going to ask you some question from this conversation that will show me how attentive you were. Let's see what is the first question. Our first question is, which film did Jaswant watch? Please answer me, think and tell me. Okay, I have come with the answer now. Jaswant watched a film on wildlife. Correct? Very good, students. On which channel did he watch the film? Now, can you recall the channel? Yes, he watched the film on Discovery Channel. Very good. Now, what is our next question? Why did Jaswant like the film? Okay, let's see. He liked it because it was on animals. Correct? Very nice. Now, let's see what did we, what are the answers we got from those questions. Jaswant watched a film on wildlife. He watched the film on Discovery Channel. He liked it because it was on animals. Now, tell me, why are we highlighting these words? Can you see that? Watched, and liked. These three words are highlighted. Why are we highlighting these three words? Can you guess it? Because these three words are verb and they are in their ed form, right? We can see that these verbs are in their ed form, not in the original form. They are in their ed form, right? Now, what are they saying? Okay, so our today's topic is past tense. So we are going to learn the whole past tense today. So please be attentive because it will be a long session and you can't miss any of the slides. Now, what do we mean by past tense? It used to denote a habitual or regular action in the past, an action which took place in the past. Past means which is already gone. We have done something which is we have already done something. Okay, so it is already done, it is already gone. So whatever is already done and whatever has happened before, we denote it as past tense. Correct? Now we have a question. We have our first question here. Let's see what question we have. Which sentence is in simple past tense? Okay, so we know that past tense is divided into four parts. Okay, so the first part is known as simple past tense. Though we have not studied simple past tense yet, but I am giving you a chance to guess to see how many of you know simple past tense already. Okay, so for you this is just a trial question. Try to answer it. I will just see how many students can answer it correctly. So you have four options here. You have to tell me, you have to choose the correct options which belong to simple past tense. Remember, it's simple past tense. You have to find the sentence which is in simple past tense. Your options are: I am writing a letter, I wrote a letter yesterday, I will write a letter tomorrow, I had written a letter yesterday. Okay, simple past tense. Your time starts now. I have already started the timer. You have your last 25 seconds. Please choose the correct answer. Try to choose the correct answer, because it's just a trial question to see what do you remember by simple past tense, because I know some of you have learned this in school. So I just need to check your prior knowledge. Let's see how many of you answer. You have your last 5 seconds. Please go for the answers. I am waiting for your answers. Okay, so we are done with the answer here. So our correct answer is B, that is I wrote a letter yesterday. Okay, so this sentence is in simple past tense. Don't worry, I will be explaining you everything in detail in the coming, in this session. So which place is this? Just by looking at the picture, can you tell me which place is this? Okay, yeah, this is in Assam. Which place is this? This is Kamakya temple, right? This is in Guwahati. Now let's see what do we get related to this picture. So they are saying, I visited Kamakya temple with my cousin last winter. Okay, very good, very nice sentence. Can you see that they have highlighted visited? Because this is also a verb and it is in its ed form, and it shows that it is in past tense, because I visited Kamakya temple with my cousin last winter. Right, last winter, that means past. Already this person has visited Kamakya temple. Now we have come with a new situation. Let's see what sentence we have with this picture. We moved to a new house recently. Okay, so this family has moved to a new house. So they have already moved to the new house. That's why it's in past tense, and we are highlighting the word moved because it shows past tense. Very good, students. Now our new picture, it's a very nice picture. I can see so I can see the sunset, people are chilling. Let's see what sentence we have. They sat at the beach and watched the waves and tides. Very nice. We can see that they're watching the waves and tides. Now can you see that they have highlighted sat, and there is one more word, watched. Those sat and watched, these two words are verb, and these verbs are in their ed form or in their past form. So because they have already sat at the beach, they have already enjoyed the waves and tides. So it is already in the past. Now this lady, she is a doctor, right? Now let's see what we have with her. She worked in Dispur for a long time. So they are saying she used to work in Dispur for a long time. That means she worked. Can you see the word worked? It's highlighted because it shows past tense. Correct? So these are some examples of simple past tense. Okay, let's see. There are some more examples. So we can see a classroom here, right? So this teacher is teaching something and saying, the students were saying, this morning our teacher taught us English. So this is their English teacher, and this morning she has taken their English class. So the students are saying, our teacher taught us English. Taught, right? This shows past tense, and taught is in past form. This is a verb, and it is in its past form. And this morning, that means she has already taught. They are they are not in the morning now. They have already learned English from their teacher. This incident has already happened. So that is in past tense. So there you can see all the sentences again here. I visited Kamakya with my cousin last week. We moved to a new house recently. They sat at the beach and watched the waves and tides. She worked in Dispur for a long time. This morning our teacher taught us English. So these are some examples of simple past tense. So this is how you need to make simple past tense. Okay, you just have to change the verb into its ed form or its past form. Correct? Now let's see what we have. Okay, so they have come with the simple definition of simple past tense. Simple past is a verb tense that is used to describe an action event that occurred in the past and is now finished. I already told you whatever action has occurred already and is finished already. So we refer them as past tense, and simple past tense refer that only. So this is the definition of simple past tense. If you want, you can write it down. Then we have They are saying it is formed by adding ed or d to the base form of regular verbs and using the irregular past tense form of irregular verbs. So we know that verbs are of two types, regular verbs and irregular verbs. Okay, so for changing a regular verb into its past form, we just need to add ed or d to the base form, right? But if we have irregular verbs, then we have to know their past form. It means irregular forms of their base form. So now you can see some examples here, right? For example, I walked to the store. He jumped into the river. She studied the poem yesterday. They liked the essay I wrote yesterday. Okay, so these are some examples of regular verb where you can just see that we have just added ed to the regular verb. Correct? Now you can see some more examples. I ate breakfast this morning. The boy broke his pencil. So this ate and broke, these are some examples of irregular verb where the verb has changed its base form into a very new form. Like it has its own own spelling, own way. But in regular verb, we just need to add ed or d. It becomes its past form. But in irregular verb, it takes a new shape. It takes a new form. Right? It you can see eight is the past form of eat, but when it's become past, it becomes ate, right? So it's a very new word. Now broke, we know that broke is the past form of break. So break is break, but when you need to turn it into past, then you have to do that broke, right? So it changes its original form. So in irregular verb, whenever they change their base form into past form, they totally changes its form. They take a new form. Correct. So these are the highlighted words of some highlighted regular verbs and irregular verbs in their past form. So now we are going to see a table full of regular verbs. Okay, so can you see this table? Let me finish the table. Let me show you the whole table first, then we'll read all the words one by one. Okay, so I think we are left with some words now. Let me show you all the words all together so that you can understand it and we can read it in a go. Change, changed, brush, brushed, drenched, drenched, and ended. Open, opened, rain, rained, want, wanted, cry, cried. Can you see that we have just added ed or d to the base form of the verb and it has got its past form. So these are some examples of regular verb. Now we will see some irregular verb. Meet, met. Then we have slide, slid, begin, began, take, took. Then we have break, broke, buy, bought. Then read, read. Then what do you have last? Cut, cut. Correct? So these are some examples of irregular verbs. Now we have come with the okay, so now we have to solve some fill in the blanks, okay, with the correct form of verb. So you'll be given a fill in the blank with a verb within the bracket, and you have to do it. You have to change that verb into a simple past tense form. I know it's very easy. You know how to do it, right? So we have 5 sentences here. This sentences has come in HSLC exams. You can see the years also. These are from HSLC examination. So let's see what do we have. He dash ring within bracket the bell when I was reading. He rang. Very good. So ring will change into rang. Now our next sentence. When he came, it was all over. So we get to see that there is a be, right, within brackets. So we have to change be means be verb. Okay, it's not like that you have to make be, bin or bing, right? It's be means be verb. You have to add be verb there, that too in simple past form. So when he came, it was all over. It is time we dash go within bracket to bed. What will you do it? We went to bed. We know that go changes into went. It's also irregular verb because go, we can't add ed or d to with go to make it into it to change it into its past form. We just change its whole spelling. Now our next sentence. It's time we returned home. So return has changed into returned, right? Because it's simple past tense. I wish I could help you. So can changes into could if you have to change it into its past form. Very nice, students. So we have practiced some of the fill in the blanks. Now we have come with a question. It's your question time. Let's solve our question. Let's see what we have. Which sentence is in past continuous tense? So we have not started past continuous tense yet. We'll be starting after this question, but it's just for a trial basis. I just need to check how, like, how much you remember past continuous tense. So you have four options, you have four sentences. You have to just tell me which sentence is in past continuous tense. I will be cooking dinner tonight. I cooked dinner last night. I was cooking dinner when the phone rang. I had cooked dinner an hour ago. So you have to tell me which sentence is in past continuous tense. Your time starts now. Just try attempting this question. It's nothing that you have to attempt it correctly. Just try it. You have your last 20 seconds. Just answer it fast. I'm waiting for your answers. Just read all the sentences and see which sentence is in past continuous tense. So your last 10 seconds. Please read it. Just remember, just try to remember what was the basic rule to make a past continuous tense sentence. Then you will be able to understand which sentence is in past continuous tense. Okay, so your time is up. Now the correct answer is C. I was cooking dinner when the phone rang. Correct. Now we will be learning everything in depth. Let's see what we have. Let's recall simple past fast. Whatever we have learned till now about simple past, let's recall it. It's a summary. Let's do it. Simple past is a verb tense that is used to describe an action or event that occurred in the past and is now finished. It is formed by adding ed and ied or ed to the base form of the regular verbs and using the irregular past tense form of irregular verbs. So how to make a simple past tense sentence? I subject plus base form of regular verbs plus ed or d the rest of the sentence. Now let's see some examples. I finished my homework. He completed his task. Very nice. Now we are going to the new part of this session. So this is Preeti. Let's see what she has to share. Hi everybody, my name is Preeti. Let me tell you about my trip last summer. So this is Preeti. She will be sharing her experience about her trip. Let's see what she has to share. So she is approaching towards the door. She has this car. Went to railway station, and I think she is going for a trip, right? She already told. Last year I went to Ooty for a vacation by train. Okay, very nice. We can see the train also. While I was traveling, I took many photographs. Very nice. Then can you see the photograph she has taken? Very pretty, right? I saw many bridges while train was moving. Okay, very nice. Then what did she say? My dad called me at 7 p.m. At the time I was having my dinner. Okay, yeah, we can see that, right? She is having a dinner. Ooty railway station. Okay, so she reached Ooty railway station, I guess. I reached the destination at 4:30 p.m. It was raining when I got down there. So we can see that it is raining. It's Ooty, it's Ooty railway station, and it was 4:30 p.m. and it was very raining. So she was sharing that. Now let's read all the sentences she has said while sharing her experience. Correct? Let's read one by one. When the train was moving fast, I took photographs. When I was traveling, I saw many bridges. At that time, I was having my dinner. It was raining when I got down there. Let's see what are the parts they are highlighting. Okay, so we can see was moving, was traveling, was having, was raining. So these parts are highlighted and they are in red color. So why are we highlighting this part? Because this part, let's see why are they highlighting. Let's see the next slide. Okay, so yeah, we could see that these parts were highlighted differently in the sentences because it indicates that these actions were progressing, right? It is in their continuous form, like it is still going on, but it is not going on right now. It was going in the past, right? She has already went to that trip. She has returned from the trip. Now she is talking about her trip. She is sharing her experiences about the trip. That means that actions were progressing at a particular point of time in the past. So these are some examples of past continuous tense. Now how we make a sentence in past continuous tense? Let's see. Was, where. So V verb, in V verb you have to add was or where plus verb 1. So verb in its base form plus ing. You have to use was or where according to the subject, and you have to add verb in its ing form. Correct? Now let's see. They are saying these are the This is the meaning of past continuous tense. Now let's see what we have. Okay, so we are going to do some examples, do some fill in the blanks which will help us to understand more better, more clearly, right? When she came, I dash write a letter. So you have to change this, the whole fill in the blanks, the whole verb into its past continuous form. So you know, right? You have to add was or were according to the subject, and you have to change the verb into its ing form. So how we will do it? When she came, I was writing a letter. Very nice. She was reading a book when I saw her. The boys were playing in the garden when the tree fell. The lady slipped when she was climbing the steps. It was raining in the morning. Very nice. So these are some examples of past continuous tense. And these are some examples, these sentences are some examples of past continuous tense. Now you know how to make past continuous tense sentences, that is was and were plus verb plus in its ing form. Very easy, right, students? Now let's see. Okay, so we have a question right now. Let's do this question first. And okay, so you can see which sentence is in past perfect tense. We have not started past perfect tense yet, but it is just a trial question. I have already told you to just to test you how much you remember about past perfect tense. Otherwise, if you don't remember also, don't worry, I am there. I am going to teach you everything from the basic. So you have to find which sentence is in past perfect tense. There are 4 options. I will have finished the project by next week. I finished the project yesterday. I had finished the project before the deadline. I have finished the project before the deadline. Your time starts now. You have 30 seconds just to make, just give it a try. It's a trial question just to check your knowledge, your previous knowledge. If you don't have it also, you can just guess, you can just do a random guess, because I am already, I am anyway going to explain past perfect tense after this question. So you have your last 10 seconds. I am waiting for your answers. Please students, try to answer this question. Let's see how much you remember. Okay, last 2 seconds. Okay, we are done with the timer. Your correct answer is had. Sorry, I mean C. I had finished the project before the headline. Very good, students. Don't worry, I am going to explain that only. So now we are going to recall past continuous tense. Let's recall past continuous tense first, then we'll move to past perfect tense. Let's recall what did we learn today. Past continuous is a verb tense that is used to describe an action or event that was in progress, okay, at a specific point in the past. It is formed by using the past tense of the verb to be. To be means was where, okay, you have to use was where followed by the ing form of the main verb. So you have to use was where according to the subject, and you have to change the verb into its ing form. Then this is how you make a past continuous tense sentence. Let's see how we form a sentence here. Subject plus past tense of the verb to be, that is was where, ing of the main verb, rest of the sentence. I was studying for my exams all night. They were walking to the park when it started raining. Correct? So you can see that I was studying for my exams all night. They were walking to the park when it started raining. Very good, students. It's very easy. Now let's see what we have. So they are saying I had lived in Guwahati for 5 years before we decided to move. Okay, so this person has lived in Guwahati for 5 years. So he was living in Guwahati for 5 years. Now he has shifted already. But before that he used to live in Guwahati, and he lived in Guwahati for 5 years. Correct? Can you see that had lived is highlighted differently? Yes, just see, okay, how many, like in all the sentences you will be seeing there are some highlighted portion. She had lived in Guwahati for 5 years before she decided to move. Okay, same sentence but different subject. We had lived in Guwahati for 5 years before we decided to move. Okay, same sentence but different subject. They had lived in Guwahati for 5 years before they decided to move. So you could see, right, there were so many, like there are different same sentences with different subjects, but there were highlighted parts. So now you can see a classroom, right? There are some boys and there are some girls. So now what are these boys saying? I had eaten breakfast before I went to school. She had eaten breakfast before he she went to school. So again same sentence but different subjects, but you can see the same portion had eaten is highlighted this time also, right? In both the sentences, we had eaten breakfast before we went to school, then what we have, they had eaten breakfast before they went to school, correct? So be different subjects, but the highlighted part remains the same. That means in this form you don't have to think about the be verb because it is fixed. You have to always use had and what, the v3. Okay, let me show you the format. Past perfect, it is used to show that one past action happened before another past action. Okay, so this time this action has happened before one more past action. It is formed by using the auxiliary verb had. So this time your auxiliary verb will be had, followed by the past participle of the main verb. Past participle means v3. Okay, so now let's see an example. She had finished her homework before she went to bed. So had finished, went to bed. So before going to bed she finished her homework. So what happened, first she has finished her homework, then she went to bed. So now there are two past actions, right? But which is the oldest action? If you have to compare both the actions, first one is she was doing the homework, and then after that she went to bed. Obviously the older one is when she had done the homework. So we have to use, in this kind of situations we have to use past perfect tense. How will we use it? She had finished her homework before she went to bed. Very nice, students. It's very easy. And now we are going to do some filling the blanks, which will help us to understand more clearly. So these are some 5 sentences we have. Let's do it. Now you know how to change sentences into past perfect tense. That is, auxiliary verb should be had and your main verb should be in its v3 form. Correct? Past participle form. The guest arrived before the dinner was set. The guest had arrived before the dinner was set. 10 years had passed since I met you last. I had gone there before she went. Mohan had reached home before it started raining. He had reached the station before the train departed. So these were some examples of past perfect tense. Now we have some questions. Which sentence is in past perfect continuous tense? This is the last form of past tense, and obviously we have not started it, just a trial question. Try to find the the correct sentence for under past perfect continuous tense. I will have been studying for 6 hours by the time I finish. I studied for 6 hours yesterday. I had been studying for 6 hours before I took a break. I have been studying for 6 hours before I took a break. Your time starts now. It's a trial question. Just give it a try just to see your knowledge, how much you remember. Just try to select the correct option. You have last 20 seconds. Read all the sentences properly. Just see which sentence is in past tense and also is in it also it is in continuous tense and perfect and also in perfect continuous tense. So you have to first find out which sentence is in past tense, then you have to see the which is in perfect continuous tense, and in perfect also, continuous also. So your time is over. Correct answer is C. I had, correct, been studying. So had makes you perfect, past perfect, right? Studying makes you continuous. That means I had been studying for 6 hours before I took a break. So this is your correct answer. Very good, students. Let's learn it in detail. So now before learning it in detail, let's recall past perfect. Past perfect is a verb tense used to describe an action that was completed before another action in the past. It is formed using had followed by the past participle form of the main verb. Then we can see the whole format, how to create a sentence in past perfect tense. We have subject plus had, past participle form of the main verb, rest of the sentences. Let's read some of the sentences. I had finished my homework before going to bed. He had lived in Guwahati for 5 years before moving to Kokrajhar. They had eaten dinner when I arrived. So had finished, had lived, had eaten. So in this format, you don't have to think about the auxiliary verb because it will be always had, and your main verb will be in past participle form, and remaining you know how to do it. So we can see this classroom. Let's see what are they talking. Okay, I had been studying for 2 hours before I took a break. Had been studying for 2 hours. Okay, let's see what is our next sentence. I had been working on the computer all day before it suddenly crashed. Okay, very nice. They had been playing for hours before they went to sleep. Okay, nice. So you saw that, right? We were using had been and the verb in its continuous form. It is used to describe an action or event that was ongoing in the past, and continued up until another past action or event happened. Okay, it is formed by using the auxiliary verb had followed by been and followed by the ing form of the main verb. So this action or event happens before one more past action happened. That means two past actions are happening here. Okay, so this is the oldest action. Okay, and that too wasn't progressing, so it was ongoing event. It was an ongoing event before one more past event. So they are saying we have to make it with we have to use auxiliary verb as had, then it will be followed by been, and you have to change the main verb into its ing form. For example, I had been studying for hours before I finally took a break. I had been studying. Studying is in continuous form. Had, perfect, and been, for you have to add been because it is continuous. That's why I had been studying for hours before I finally took a break. Very good. Now we are going to do some fill in the blanks which will help us to understand more about past perfect continuous. I had been writing before he came. He had been reading when I returned. It had been raining for 3 days. He had been living in Kokrajhar for 3 years before he moved to Delhi. Manjit had been working for Anil for almost 2 months last year. So these were some examples of past perfect continuous. Let's do a question now. The past tense form of the word sick. Okay, so there are some words I told you, right? Irregular verbs which change its original form when it takes its past form. So you have to tell me the past form of the word sick. Your time starts now. You have four options. Sick, sought, sick, none of this. What do you think? I am already, I have given you a clue that the word sick is a irregular verb. So what do you think? Which is the past tense form of the word sick? Sick, sought, sick, none of this. So tell me last 7 seconds, students, try to answer this question. Okay, so we are up with the timer. Our correct answer is B. So it's an irregular verb, so it will change its original form and it becomes sought. Okay, very nice, students. Now let's see what did we learn today. Okay, so past tense. So we have completed the whole past tense today, and past tense is divided into 4 parts: simple, continuous, perfect, continuous. Now we'll see some examples. Now let's see some examples. Okay, summary. We'll be seeing some summary. Past tense expressing an action or situation that has happened. Okay, so past tense means whatever has happened already, we are discussing about it. So that means this event or action is in past tense. Now simple past tense. In simple past tense, how do we write a sentence? I walked to school yesterday. I walked. Only we are adding just ed or d with the main verb, or if it is a irregular verb, then we have to change it into its past form. No auxiliary verb is needed here. In continuous form, we have to add auxiliary verb as was or were depending on the subject, and we have to change the main verb into its ing form. It was raining in the morning. In past perfect tense, I had already finished my homework when he came. We have to add had as auxiliary verb, and then we have to write the main verb into its past participle form. And now we have the last one, perfect continuous. They had been living in Tejpur before they moved to Tinsukia. So now you can see that had, and we have to add had. Every time we have to add had irrespective of the subject, then we have to add been, then we have to write the verb in its ing form. Okay, so these are these are the examples of all the 4 types of past tense. Now we have come with the final question, which is related to our day-to-day activity. Let's see what we have. Suppose your English teacher takes a surprise test. You find that you do not know most of the answers. However, the child sitting next to you knows all the answers. What will you do? So that's a very nice question. So now I will see how ethical you are. So you have 3 options. You will answer the questions that you know. You will try to copy the answer from the other child's copy, or you will sit and C, here and there. So which one do you think you are supposed to do? I know most of the students, your timer has started already. So most of the students will go for B, in practical life. Okay, but let's see which options you are going. You'll be going in this class, because this is a question related to ethics, like how you treat this situation. If you want to be honest, you can go for B, but if you want to be dishonest and be with ethics, then you know what to choose. Okay, so your timer is up and the answer is A, right? You will answer the questions that you know, which is what you are supposed to do. But in most of the cases, what we do is we will try to copy the answers from the other child's copy, or there are some students, they will not write anything, they will see here and there. Very nice, students. Now the last question, your feedback question is there. You have to tell me, did you like the session or not, and if you have any question or any confusion, let me know. I will try to clear it on our next session. I am starting the timer. Choose the correct option here. So you have to tell me, how do you feel right now. It was lovely taking this class, and I will see you on our next class. Stay happy, take care, keep studying. So last second